Every day, you make decisions that feel natural. You decide what to buy, what to believe, who to trust, what to ignore. And most of the time, it feels like you are in control. But what if that feeling is an illusion? What if many of your thoughts, preferences, and choices are quietly shaped by psychological mechanisms designed to influence you, without your awareness? From the moment you wake up and check your phone, to the ads you scroll past, to the headlines you read, to the products you choose, your brain is constantly responding to invisible psychological pressure. Not because you are weak. Not because you are careless. But because you are human. Welcome to Daily Wonders, where curiosity meets the unknown. On this channel, we explore the most fascinating, disturbing, and mind-altering facts about our world. In today's video, we're going deep into the psychological tricks used on you every single day, by marketing, media, technology, social systems, and even other people. These techniques don't force you. They nudge you. And once you understand how they work, you gain something rare in the modern world: mental clarity. The human brain is incredibly powerful, but it's also incredibly lazy. It evolved to save energy whenever possible. Instead of carefully analyzing every situation, your brain relies on mental shortcuts called heuristics. These shortcuts help you make fast decisions, but they also make you vulnerable to manipulation. When someone understands how your brain shortcuts work, they can influence your behavior without ever telling you what to do. You don't feel controlled. You feel convinced. And that's the most effective form of influence. Most people believe their choices are completely free. But psychology shows that how options are presented often matters more than the options themselves. This is known as choice architecture. For example, when you're offered 3 options, cheap, medium, expensive, you're far more likely to choose the middle one. Why? Because your brain avoids extremes. It wants balance. It wants safety. Companies know this. That's why menus, subscriptions, and pricing plans are designed to guide you toward a specific decision, while still letting you feel in control. You didn't choose freely. You chose predictably. Humans survived by copying others. If everyone ran in one direction, it was probably for a reason. That instinct still exists, and it's exploited daily. Social proof is the reason you trust products with many reviews, videos with millions of views, opinions that seem popular. Your brain assumes, if many people believe this, it must be correct. But popularity doesn't equal truth. It equals repetition, visibility, and exposure. In the digital world, social proof can be manufactured. And your brain can't tell the difference. Your brain hates missing out. Scarcity triggers fear. Fear shuts down logic. That's why phrases like, "only a few left," "limited time offer," "ending soon," are so powerful. Even if you didn't want something 5 minutes ago, scarcity makes it feel valuable. This works because of loss aversion, the psychological principle that losing something feels worse than gaining something feels good. Your brain reacts faster to loss than to logic. The brain confuses familiarity with truth. This is called the illusory truth effect. If you hear something often enough, it starts to feel true, even when it's false. Advertising relies on repetition. Political messaging relies on repetition. Social media relies on repetition. Over time, your brain stops questioning and starts accepting. Not because it's convinced, but because it's tired. You are not as logical as you think. Emotions drive decisions far more than facts. Fear grabs attention. Anger spreads faster than calm. Happiness builds trust. Nostalgia creates connection. That's why headlines are dramatic. That's why ads tell stories instead of facts. That's why outrage performs so well online. Once emotion takes control, rational thinking steps aside. Your brain chooses how it feels over what is true. When someone appears confident, educated, or powerful, your brain relaxes. This is called authority bias. You are more likely to believe information when it comes from experts, doctors, celebrities, influencers, even when they're wrong. Your brain assumes authority equals accuracy. But confidence is not proof, and popularity is not expertise. Still, the bias remains. How information is framed changes how you perceive it. For example, 90% success rate feels reassuring, 10% failure rate feels risky, same data. Different emotional reaction. This technique is used constantly in marketing, news, politics. Your brain reacts to presentation before it reacts to facts. Your phone is engineered to be addictive. Likes, notifications, and infinite scrolling trigger dopamine, the chemical responsible for motivation and craving. Not happiness. Craving. Each small reward keeps you engaged. Your brain doesn't want to stop. It wants another hit. This is one of the most powerful psychological tricks of the modern era. Your brain prefers comfort over truth. Confirmation bias causes you to seek information that supports what you already believe, and ignore anything that challenges it. Algorithms amplify this bias. You don't see reality. You see a personalized version of it. And the more you see it, the more confident you become, even if you're wrong. Once you commit to something, your brain wants to stay consistent. This is why small agreements lead to larger ones. If you say yes once, you're more likely to say yes again. This technique is used in sales, marketing, social influence. Consistency feels safe to the brain, even when it's irrational. When your brain is overwhelmed, it stops analyzing. Too much information leads to mental fatigue. In that state, you rely on shortcuts, emotions, and defaults. This is why long contracts hide important details, complex systems discourage questioning, confusion benefits those in control. Psychological tricks are everywhere. They are not always evil. But they are always effective. The goal is not paranoia. The goal is awareness. When you understand how your mind works, influence loses its power. Here at Daily Wonders, we explore the hidden systems shaping human behavior, so you can see the world more clearly. If this video helped you understand yourself better, subscribe to Daily Wonders, like the video, and turn on notifications. Because once you see the tricks, they don't work the same way anymore.